And we are still analyzing the impact of the primary here in South Carolina. To help us break it down, Oran Smith and Jaime Harrison join us. Oran is president and CEO of the Palmetto Family Council, and Jaime is the chairman of the South Carolina Democratic Party. Thank you, both of you, for being with us. Gentlemen, let's start with the U.S. Senate race. Now, Oran, I'm going to start with you. Lindsey Graham going up against what will be Brett Hutto in the November election. There were several vocal pushes to look for a more conservative candidate, but not one of the six running against Graham came anywhere close to him. So why, and is that a blow to the conservative forces in the state?
Well, I don't think so. Lindsey Graham had a key endorsement from the South Carolina Citizens for Life, which is the top anti-abortion, pro-life organization in the state. A number of organizations were supporting Lindsey Graham in the race. He's clearly no Eric Cantor. He knows how to work people and work relationships, and did that very well.
And Jaime, what will Brett Hutto need to do to unseat a very strong two-time senator?
Yeah, listen, Lindsey's going to be tough to beat, but I think Brett's up to the task. He's an accomplished legislator in the South Carolina Senate, and he's been a fighter for the voiceless in the state for a long time, and I think he's going to really go out there and give Lindsey a run for his money.
He was pronounced as Brad Hutto today by one network, but I'm not going to tell you which network that was. To the lieutenant governor race, Henry McMaster going up against Pat McKinney, we assume, unless Mike Campbell can pull through after the recount with enough votes. But the winner of this race will face off against Bakari Sellers on the Democratic side. For this runoff, though, who benefits? Henry McMaster as a longtime politician, or Pat McKinney, who has touted himself as, hey, I'm not a politician, I'm the one who should be in office? Well,
I've had some breaking news on that issue. For one thing, Ray Moore appears to have made his choice. The number 3 finisher, or number 4 finisher, is telling people he's going to be endorsing Henry McMaster in the morning. I think in Greenville is where that press conference is going to be. So he's made his choice. But I think they bring different things to the table. Henry McMaster's name is very well known, and that's worth a lot of money. But Pat McKinney has been in it the longest. So you've got the guy who's been in it the longest versus the guy who's been in it the shortest amount of time, with McMaster, who jumped in late.
We have on the superintendent of education, that was just a huge field. And Jaime, I mean, we had 8 Republicans running, 4 Democrat candidates, and for both parties there's going to be a runoff. Did having so many people running hurt each party?
I don't think so. I think what it showed was education is an issue that both Democrats and Republicans are very, very interested in. And I think you saw a lot of great qualified people run for that office. It's going to be interesting to see the end result on both sides as it relates to the runoff.
And how key are endorsements for both sides? I'll pitch this to you first, Oran, because you look at Mick Zase, the current superintendent, and also Jenny Sanford had backed Mika Childs, and she didn't get in this runoff. So obviously both parties, Atwater and Spearman, are going to want Childs' endorsement. And then I just found out a few minutes ago, Gary Burgess is now backing Atwater. So how key will it be for the Republican and for the Democratic candidates to get some endorsements?
Well, I'm not sure. I've never been really big on endorsements as having a lot of value, but that race is going to be key because the top 3 in that race, being a Republican primary, you had someone who was kind of hard right, someone who was center right, and someone that was sort of center. And those were the 3 finalists. So the hard right one, the 3rd candidate, Sherry Few, she's going to be being cultivated by those other 2. So normally I'm not big on endorsements, but this one may be important as far as Sherry Few's supporters, because there's certain areas of the state where she did extremely well.
And what about Sheila Gallagher and Tom Thompson?
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. The other 2 candidates on the Democratic side, Dr. Montreal Belton and Representative Jerry Govan, both received about 20% of the vote. And so I believe their endorsements will be key to deciding who's going to be victorious in 2 weeks.
Well, the 24th is, like you said, Jaime, just a couple weeks away. So, gentlemen, we will talk again.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us. And we will be right back.